Hey y'all, my name's Jordan. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be bringing you my ultimate college packing guide. Now in this video, I'm not including like a clothing and wardrobe essentials. I can do that in a separate video if you'd like. So the first category I want to talk about is toiletries because I feel like there's so many forgotten items in this one. First up on my list is a first aid kit. You're away from home for the first time. You don't have your mom to take care of you if you're sick. You need Tylenol, Advil, Benadryl, soup for if you get really sick. You need Gatorade. Like, don't be caught on the spot without these items and then you're sick in bed with no one to take care of you. I recommend creating your own first aid kit. I just bought mini bottles of each type of medication that I wanted. I found that it was cheaper and I got more product than buying a pre-made first aid kit. Second on my list to kind of go with the first item is to get vitamins. You're around new people, you're probably living with a new person, you may be in a new climate, and it's just important to boost your immune system. Next we have the big shower caddy versus shower bag debate. I had a shower bag, which is like a mesh bag to hold all of your toiletries that you take into the shower, and people really recommend that because it saves space, but personally, I found it disgusting. It dripped. I had nowhere to hang it that it wouldn't just be pouring all over my personal belongings, so I decided to get a bucket about halfway through first semester. I ended up liking the bucket so much better. I felt like you could pour out the water before you got out of the shower, so you weren't dealing with a drippy bag for the rest of the night. My next tip for toiletries is to see what your college provides. Mine didn't provide toilet paper, but they did provide a shower curtain. Some colleges are different, so don't show up the first night without toilet paper, and then you're stuck. Now we're gonna move on to the beauty category. First up in this category is your makeup and product organizers. Now I would recommend a tall drawer system rather than one of the wide acrylic sets. I feel like the acrylic sets take up too much space and it can also display your mess, and when you're living in such a tiny space, that's kind of overwhelming. So I had a mini drawer system. It was probably 3 or 4 drawers high and you could hide all your products in there. The next things I recommend are a desk mirror and a ring light. So if you're trying to get ready, the lighting in your dorm is absolute trash and you're probably gonna go out looking like a clown if you only use that light. I would definitely recommend getting a ring light off Amazon. Mine's probably, I think it's a 12-inch ring light, and it was literally $20 and it has saved my life on so many occasions. Next on my list is not really an item, but more of a product. I highly recommend getting a moisturizer with sunscreen if you don't already wear one. At college, you're probably going to be walking from class to class, and I even walked across campus because I was at a small school, so I didn't drive anywhere. I was constantly exposed to the sun, so I highly recommend getting a moisturizer with sunscreen built in. For your jewelry, if you can find something that goes on the wall to organize it, I promise you it will save so much space. You don't want a big hanger with all your necklaces hanging off your desk. Like, it's so overwhelming to live in a 2x2 shoebox that's so cluttered. While we're on the topic of reducing clutter, I recommend only bringing your favorite curling iron and your favorite straightener. Don't bring 3 different curling irons because you have no room. I can't say this enough. There is not enough space to just bring extras. If you are comfortable with sharing a blow dryer with your roommate, I highly recommend that because then you don't have 2 of it, and plus it's not a tool that's like in your hair, so I don't feel like it's that gross. So next we're going to move on to clothing, and not necessarily articles of clothing, but rather things that will help you organize your clothing. First up, I recommend either a toting or a rolling laundry hamper, and I've talked about this in other videos, but your laundry room may not be on your floor, and if it is on your floor, it is probably going to be full. There are so many kids that have to wash their clothes at the same washing machines, so you may have to go to different floors to find an open washer. I also recommend getting extended hangers. Now I only had single hangers, and I don't recommend it because I had a small wardrobe to fit all my clothes in. An extended hanger is a hanger that has one hanger here, and then it has a little bar going down. It has another hanger and another. You can find them on Amazon for packs of like 10 and 25 for really cheap. I also recommend getting a small steamer if you have more delicate items that can't be unwrinkled with a flat iron. And yes, I did say flat iron. This is college. You gotta get resourceful. Now, for your shoes, if you have a wardrobe like I did, I would recommend a tiny shelving unit. But if you have a real closet with a real door, definitely get an over-the-door hanger. That will save you so much space. Next up is your kitchen and kind of dining category. Please, please, please get reusable dishes and silverware. We are putting so much trash into the environment, and that has got to stop. This is the only world we have. So find some cheap, reusable, and also microwavable dishes. Also, do not forget a dish towel and dish soap. You don't want to dry your dishes with your body towel. If you bring a Keurig like I did, I would recommend getting a reusable basket, which is like a coffee filter that you can just keep washing and putting more coffee into. Like I said, we're putting too much trash into the environment. And yeah, K-Cups are good, but honestly, bagged coffee tastes so much better. The next 2 things I recommend are food items. you should get a frozen dinner or two and even oatmeal because desperate times call for desperate measures, and sometimes that cafeteria food is just so unappetizing. So I recommend keeping a couple things that can be supplemented in place of a meal. The next category I want to talk about is your living space. Now I know you're probably not going to have your own living space, but I created my own. I recommend lofting your bed and getting extra seating. Whether that's a mini futon or butterfly chairs, just get something that you can put underneath your bed so you're not laying in bed all day. Also, do not forget to bring a lamp. Your dorm lighting, like I said, is terrible, but also you want to respect your roommate. If they're sleeping and you're trying to study, obviously you shouldn't keep the big light on. I also recommend bringing either a lap desk or an L-shaped table to go with your extra seating. This is just another place you can study or hang out with friends. Next on my list is a fan. You have to get a fan, especially if you're in an old dorm where you can't control the air temperature. You're going to be so uncomfortable. If that room is hot and stifling at night, you won't be able to sleep. Do not forget to bring a fan. I promise you it'll help so much. Going along with the temperature of your dorm room, do not forget an extra blanket because every once in a while they might actually turn the air conditioning down and it can get pretty cold. Next up for storage, I highly recommend getting hidden storage or cute boxes that you can put a lid on and hide all of your clutter. Also, if you loft your bed, there will be space for extra shelving, so I recommend that as well. I also recommend buying a rug and a mini vacuum. You can get them for like $25 at Walmart. As for the rugs, go to Ross, TJ Maxx, or Home Goods, and you can usually find some pretty big ones for pretty cheap. As for your comforter and bed pillows, try and get something that's more sustainable, something that will last you a couple years. Once again, we do not want to keep throwing stuff out and adding trash into the environment. The last home good is cleaning supplies, and I actually don't recommend pre-buying these. You should go down to college, get moved in, and then go to Walmart. Buy all your groceries, buy your cleaning supplies, because your mom's car is going to be so packed anyways. Next up, I want to talk about decorations. Now, my dorm was like pretty moderately decorated. I didn't go too overboard because I bought all of it myself. You will find that dorm stuff is so expensive no matter where you go, so don't feel bad if your dorm isn't decked out like Pinterest. First of all, you should check with your college's policy on what you're allowed to have in your room. I must have read over mine too quickly because I had an outlet extender that included USB ports, and when they checked my room at Christmas, I got fined. So yeah, don't be mean. Most schools also don't allow you to have string lights, sadly. First up, I recommend getting tapestries to cover up the dingy walls. It'll help your space feel so much more like home. My other top two decorations are fake plants and pictures from home. You're gonna get homesick, so it's nice to have a little reminder of the people that love you. Also, if you bring canvases to decorate your room with, or you bring glass frames, really thin pictures that can't be hung on command hooks, which by the way are the biggest myth ever. I didn't use a single one. You should definitely get command Velcro. It's double-sided and super strong, and mine held the entire year. As you can see, I also love Tassels and Garlands. I think they're so girly and cute and also add some brightness and fun to your space. A little tip for desk decor is that less is more. I recommend having your vanity set up on your desk so that you have a little getting ready space, and also have pretty cups to hold all your pens and school supplies. And finally, moving on to school supplies. I've gotten quite a few questions on my TikTok, and they're like, what do we even bring to college? Do we even need the same stuff as high school? And honestly, yeah. First up, we have your laptop or iPad or any technology. I personally have the Microsoft Surface and an Apple iPad Air. Next, I highly recommend getting a multi-subject notebook. It's kind of a waste of space to have a bunch of spirals, and even though your professor says that you're going to fill them, you are not. I am the most detailed note taker, and I never filled a 100-page spiral, so I recommend getting a multi-subject notebook. You should also get a multi-subject folder because you're not going to have a lot of loose paper, but if you do, it's nice to have somewhere to throw it. Next up, obviously you should get a planner to keep track of your assignments, but I also think you should get a desk calendar. Mine was so handy because I could see all of my assignments and due dates and tests right there when I woke up in the morning. And lastly, obviously you have your pens and pencils and writing utensils. If you guys want a what's in my backpack video, let me know. I think that could be a really cool video. That is all that I have for you guys today. Thank you so much for watching, and if you made it this far, leave a comment down below. See you guys next time. Bye!